Alright, let's try again. I already made a first attempt and I'm not gonna try too much, but at least the second one. The first one got pretty messy, as it tends to be with me, unless I write things down, but I don't feel like putting too much effort into delivering this. My videos don't even get any views anyway, so yeah, I'm not gonna invest too much of my energy into it, but I feel called to talk about this. And if that's what God wants me to do, then, well, it's not my job to, I should just show up and try my best. Like, in a relaxed manner, because it is a give and take. Like I say, I'm not gonna invest too much energy into it, and it's not even making any difference. So yeah, it's God's job to make sure that whatever should come through me is understandable and is having somewhat of a positive impact, because that is what I come from a genuine space, and these racial topics, I see as quite significant and important. So yeah. So what I wanted to say is basically that, well, I used to be pro-black, and I wish I could still just simply say that, yeah, I am pro-black. But considering the racial climate now, and yeah, like all of the encouraged and enabled hate towards white people, I as a white person would be insane to say just simply that I'm pro-black. But I mean, it's most like in the Western world, that I mean, I can say I am very pro-Africa, that I am. But when we talk about like Black America is completely out of whack for the very most part. The very most majority of Black America is completely out of whack, and just very hateful and very ignorant, mentalized, like victim mentality on steroids. Like, look up the word victim mentality. It should say the result should just simply be African American, like for real. Although there is some, of course, there is some. I mean, there have been a lot of whitewashing of the history, and like African Americans, of course, haven't had the smoothest like path, but there is an agenda behind like the race of hate and demonizing white people and making it, yeah, Black people like completely victimized, which is, for the very most part, it's all psychological. But it's not, we can't just see one way or the other. I mean, and neither side is willing to meet halfway. However, I mean, I'm water fasting right now also. I'm only drinking water today. Yesterday I had water and a smoothie. The day before that I did a saltwater flush, and I had some bananas and walnuts and some fresh greens. So yeah, I'm a little detox brained, but let's just talk shit, I guess, about this rather important topic, as far as I'm concerned, at least. And hopefully something good comes out of this. My point being that, I mean, there's not much I would I would. There's not much I would. It's not much that would make me happier than to see like Africa rise in power, but of course not at the expense of like hate, like enabled and encouraged hate towards white people. Although I do like, because of the whitewashing of history and everything, there are things I'm quite frustrated about with like some underlying behind like or underlying white perspective and mentality. Like this world have purposely, like this system has purposely been hiding and like hiding and keeping away. Finding the right words, shit. Yeah, the system, these systems that we live in, like, have been diminishing the greatness of Africa, where its roots really are from, and how advanced they were, and all of that. Of course, it wasn't perfect. The ancient civilizations wasn't perfect, but they were way more like properly functional and relevant to the human experience, like what is important. Now it's so much bullshit, and like it has been made seem like it can appear to many like, you know, yeah, like Africans were just like tribal people, and then white people evolved, or like white people adapted, if anything, to less conducive climates to survive in less conducive climate for human biology. That is not evolving, and but it's made seem like, yeah, white people evolved and started developing things and invent a lot of things, and yeah. So there has definitely been, and still is, an agenda to diminish the greatness of Africa, which of course is fueling all of the hate now, that because there are three things you can't hide for long. I think this is some Buddha quote: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And so, yeah, now that more and more black people are learning, there's also a lot of like, they're also learning a lot of like false information, but there is a lot of knowledge and truth about history that has come to light, and that is of course fueling more hate and anger with the narrative that already is presented as white people are the evil ones, we are the demons, we all operate as one entity, like just what was called Mr. Smith in Matrix, yeah, like all just agents coming for melanated people's asses. And white people invented slavery exclusively to enslave black people, but well, slavery has been all over the world since forever. Africans had slaves with each other, white people had slaves with each other, there was white slaves in America even, but yeah, we're not going to deny that black people in the more recent history of slavery did get the short end of the stick, and that is the momentum they have built this narrative of, to like purposely make them feel more victimized than what they actually are. And however, this system that we are living in is not shaped or invented by white people. The real enemy of ours are not even human, or if we're gonna go to that length, yeah, mankind, because there's a difference between human and mankind. Okay, I know about that, and that is also that is also that's not going to go into much of that, but those who knows what I'm talking about when I say the difference between mankind and humanity, that is definitely reflecting a very toxic side of the awakening of black people, because we're all of human consciousness, and we are all like like, my point is that this system that we are living in isn't humane. It's just has humane aspects of it, just enough for us to go with it and not revolutionize. But this system isn't in anyone's best interest, except very few people, or should we even call them people, like demons, like beings that highly intelligent, negatively oriented beings that are living off human life force, and especially the life force of black people. They are the ones that absorb the source of the sun is the source of this of all life basically here, and they absorb that and project it out. They experience they are the full expression of the human experience, and that's why, I mean, in a crazy world, very much crazy because of the systems we are in, I mean, of course they're gonna act crazy. They're more expressive and emotional and yeah, just crazy, but they also have the most potential. And so the agenda is, of course, to corrupt, or firstly I thought it was only about oppressing black people some years ago, but yeah, I've come to realize now it's always more complex than black and white like that. Is they need to corrupt, like, I mean, since you can't hide three things for long, it's like the powers that be, the negative powers that be, they are gonna direct, subtly, in a subtle way, direct the awakening and the rise of black people in towards a toxic, destructive direction. And so yeah, corrupt their power, because they are not gonna, I mean, eventually black people will rise, and then it's important that they rise in a destructive and hateful way, basically. I mean, according to the negatively oriented intelligent beings that are in positions of power, they are ready to they've been ready to sacrifice Europe for some time now, where they have kept their like some of their like bases, strongholds, like, yeah, not gonna go too much into it, but yeah, my point is that like being pro-black should just, I mean, is pretty much by default being anti this system. So that is a good thing. And it has been easier for white people to put up with it, coming from a background where, like, working for ends, means, and all of this, like, not like forming stressful societies. Something I heard recently, like a bit difference between black people and white people. I'm not gonna go too much into it, but it makes sense, very much sense to me. It's like white people are on time, black people are in time, like more like present. Meanwhile, white people are always going somewhere. And yeah, it's getting a little, yeah, it's like for me to what is it called, convey the message I try to get across, that I feel like I should do. It's not very easy, and right now I feel like I should end this video right here, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to wrap up a knot in this whole mess, but I can try, but I might just stop the video. Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna stop it right there. If anyone have watched this, and if you understand anything of what the fuck I'm talking about, please let me know. And otherwise, yeah, peace. It's good to express oneself and then see what happens with it, as long as it's genuine. Yeah.